inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey out there, how are you guys doing? I am going to talk a lot from a mindset perspective today. I mean, I throw mindset in everything I do. I can't help that, right? Because that's just who I am. But what I mean by that is I literally want to talk about why you haven't done what it is that you know that you're supposed to do. And a lot of times I ask people questions like this in coaching sessions, and they may say, I lack discipline, I'm lazy, I'm afraid, I don't have this in place. Once I learn this, once I get these credentials, once this happens, when the kids stop acting crazy, there's always a reason why someone hasn't done what they're doing that they're comfortable saying is the reason, right? Unfortunately, we've even gotten comfortable with saying that it's because of fear. And what I want to challenge you guys to do is to really know what is the deep underlying issue. What stops you from making bold and daring moves? Why are you inching your way to success? And when I say inching, yes, it takes, one step at a time. And some of you may be like, hey, what about that quote? You always say that Les Brown says, by inch it's a cinch, but by the yard it's hard. No, I'm talking about something different. I'm talking about the fact that some of you have some goals this year. You're like, I've never made that much money in my business, and I want this to be the year I make multiple six figures. Maybe you're making multiple six figures in your business, and this is the year that you want to hit the 7-figure mark. And you're a smart cookie. You already know that means you're going to have to adjust your pricing. Get in front of a different group of people, be more bold about selling your product or service. And there are these steps that you haven't taken because there's a level of comfort because at least you are profitable in your business. You got that? Because you are profitable, sometimes you may be holding back and not doing what you can do and going all in because that next level, it is scary. But the reason why you're not doing it, it really isn't because you're scared. It's something else. And to help you understand what I mean, I'm going to use myself as an example. I love my grandmother with all of my heart. But there's one thing that she did to me, and my aunts, unfortunately, many of them followed suit, is in public, I was praised, and at home, I was put down.
They thought they were just saying something because I did something wrong or did something out of order or stupid or whatever, which once again, that's not the best word to use. But the point is, I developed a complex. So here it is when I go to church and I read the Sunday school lesson and I can pretty much verbatim tell them everything that the story said, and then also go and dissect and interpret that thing. I was like a little mini minister in church. It would be like, look at my granddaughter, look at my niece. You know, she is so smart and she has a photographic memory. I remember my grandmother used to say that about me all the time. And I was like, do I? I was like, I don't have a photographic memory. This woman is insane. You know, what is she saying? But she shot me to the moon with praise when I was with her in public. But if I was at home and I made a decision and it didn't make sense, or I did something that she didn't like, she would be like, oh my God, sometimes you're so stupid. You don't have any common sense. And you know what rung in my ears, right? Unfortunately, the put downs stood far above any praise and accolades that she gave. And in my mind, that's really what she believed. So guess what? When I got on social media, and all of these people started following me and listening to my videos. Woo woo, yay, August. You know, you are the shiznit. We love this. You're so awesome. Then I would be like, okay, I probably could reach out to them. Maybe they're my ideal client. Go ahead, August, you know, be brave, be brave. And then I'd be like, yeah, that's just what they saying because they getting what they want right now. But behind closed doors, they probably don't really want to work with me. You know, everybody was a freebie seeker, and, you know, my defenses kept running up. And anytime you're in a state of negativity, you're not in flow. That's just what that means. And so I was not in flow. I wasn't seeing the situation for what it was worth. And I was filtering everything through these lenses that was my grandmother, instead of filtering everything through the lens of what August saw for her life, and who these new people were and what they thought and what they said and what they believed. And realizing that made me say, wait a minute, you're creating a false narrative. You've got to come back. You've got to change what you're seeing and what you're believing and how you're feeling, so that you can change the narrative. Because see, the people that are out there on social media, they mean what they're saying. You are out here authentically delivering who you are, which means you're attracting people who, some are just meant to be fans and some are people that you're meant to work with. And if you keep your radar up and pay attention to what's going on, you won't get offended by something as simple as a no, that's okay, and somebody doesn't accept your offer. So my question to you is, what false beliefs have you internalized that won't let you take that nesty plunge with your business? You know, that right there is something that oftentimes you can't dig deep enough yourself and figure that out. You know, the level of introspective reflection that I do, it's the way that I know that I'm naturally wired, and I can't help it because I do the work that I teach. And for that reason, I see things differently when I'm examining myself. So if this is something that you're wrestling with or struggling with, then I highly encourage you to get help with this. If you're an entrepreneur, you love what you do, you're making money in your business, but you know that you could be doing something better, and you're at the point where you're like, I just don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just afraid of failure. I guess I'm just afraid of success. Most of the time, more often than not, it is a mental block. And I want to encourage you all to click the link and come and talk to me. Let me say this, because this podcast will stand the test of time. Depending on when you hear this episode, I am currently doing complimentary calls with people. If you want a complimentary call to look at what's going on with you, to talk about what's going on with your business so that you can get over these hurdles, by all means, click the link. You can go to bit.ly/meandaugust.com and fill out an application to talk to me. Yes, you do have to fill out an application because I need to know you're serious. And plus, I need a little bit of data because it'll already have us in a position where we can go into the conversation without me wasting too much of your time asking you questions that I could already know the answers to. But if you're willing to fill out that application because you're willing to spend the time with me, I'll give you a solid 60 minutes at this present time to talk to me about what's going on. Let's look and see if we can get some headway and some direction with what you're dealing with so that you can begin to execute. Because I hear a lot of people say, they look at me and say, August, I really don't know why. And after we go through and we talk, it's like, whoa, I had no clue that was there. And because it comes up slightly different, we don't realize it's the same thing. But it's basically a paranoia. What I had in my mind was a paranoia that what was happening with me and my grandmother and my aunts was some of the things that were happening with me and the people that were giving me praise on social media. Eradicate the block so you can have your quantum leap. 2018 is still the year for infinite possibilities. It is still the year. And I hope I said 2018. I just really don't realize whether or not that's what I said. So I'm correcting myself. Look, at the middle of this podcast, 2018 really is still the year for infinite possibilities. I know some of you may have already taken your New Year's resolutions and threw them in the trash. But guess what? It's only February 14th. Oh, by the way, happy Valentine's Day. I'm sorry. I'm not big on Valentine's Day. Me and my husband are mushy all year long, but no knocking, anybody else that does all that good stuff. But yeah, happy Valentine's Day and all that good stuff. But there's still plenty of time to slay those goals and to reach the marks that you want to reach. So with all of that being said, this is your girl, August Crenshaw. Get out there and make it happen. And if you're stuck, fill out that application. I will talk to you later. Deuces.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you.